Door on the Booth continues. Ford Martin joining us. How you doing, Ford?
Ralph, doing pretty good. You've had a pretty busy day today.
I've had a busy day. You had a rough night last night.
My balls weren't too good. I heard it from a lot of Alabama fans. But
did you make it to the game?
We weren't able to make it to the game, unfortunately. Found a really good place to go watch it. But that game is over, but we're on to today. So that's all that matters.
Well, and I will tell you, today has been spectacular so far. The racing has been unbelievable with Adam Andretti making up for over 24-second gap between him and Paul Menard to win the Trans Am Series event presented by Pirelli. And then we just saw Titus Sherlock on a last corner pass to get the win, Formula Regional Americas. Now we're going to see what Tristan McKee and the rest of our Q3 Architecture TA2 Series competitors can do. And Tristan has had an amazing year, and he's only 15.
It's truly incredible what he's able to do. So we're going to have to see, obviously, as far as he get the 5 bonus points for the pole, his 3rd pole of the season, led every single practice, which really isn't a surprise based on the success that we've seen from McKee this season. So it's really going to be great to see what he can do this afternoon with a chance to do it. But let's take a look at our track map right here from Barber Motorsports Park here, Ralph.
Yeah, coming down the front straightaway, it's 2.3 miles around, 17 corners. Cube 3 Architecture TA2 turn number 1. Downhill here, then quickly back uphill as you come into 2 and 3. Lap around the trees, onto the straightaway here, down to the hairpin, just in front of Charlotte and her web. Next gen turn number 7. Big sweeping bend on this shorter straightaway to this section over here, which I love. Downhill through 8, 9, just in front of the museum. Wave to Bigfoot on your right. Up the hill through 10 and Mission Foods 11. Very, very fast section. Total commitment quarter there. And then short shoot over here. Final complex of corners coming up 14, 15, 16. Climbing uphill, then downhill to the final corner at 17. And off you go again. I mean, if you have any kind of issues with motion sickness, this is not a track for you.
It is not, and you've got to be really careful with these guys as far as, the first lap, trying to get everything you can. This is a track where it's tough to pass and make moves. So when they come back around towards Charlotte's Web in the corner and the hairpin, got to be really careful here not to overdrive your entry, and you can really hurt yourself. You can't win the race in the first lap. You can definitely lose it here at a place like this. Here to come to green right here. All these guys double filed up, the museum there in the background. Picture perfect day on this Sunday afternoon in the great state of Alabama. To Jared Odrick right there.
Did it?
It was a little bit of a rainy afternoon. The skies have cleared up, and it's turned out to be a beautiful Alabama Sunday afternoon. So ready for some TA2 racing here. Ralph, pace cars coming to pit road, and we're about to go green flag racing.
And don't forget, Adrian Vostovsky, who's starting right behind McKee, won his category in SGT in the Trans Am Series event presented by Pirelli little over 2.5 hours ago, that Howe Racing HR6. And here he is now in his TA2 car, looking to come to the green. Green flag, and we're racing here at Barber. Cube 3 Architecture, TA2 headed to 1. McKee, first car there.
Good launch for McKee.
And DaCosta gets wide. A handful of cars getting wide. Everybody looks like they're going to be able to get through the gravel trap and back on the racetrack. But we fully expect this to be a very physical race, and not just from inside the cockpit, but outside.
It's like they followed each other. Got one car spun right here.
Yeah, is that Prociuk?
Yeah, Prociuk, he's around. That's big for championship implications. Headed way down the hairpin.
Tuner's car is around. See damage to the 95 as well. That's Corry, is it not?
Yeah, they're all spun. We got everyone's got a
Buffamonte in the 95 with serious damage. More problems here. That's Jared Odrick around down in the hairpin.
Ralph, we got a lot of grass down here in the racing groove.
This is kind of what we expected, Ford. We expected this race to be extremely aggressive. The series is that way on a normal basis. We just kind of figured here at Barber, since the confines are really tight, that maybe it was going to get a little rougher than normal here.
I also want to note Buffamonte, who you were mentioning right there on our screen. Tough break right there. 4th in the standings. Has gotten that grass too heavy, not the splitter off.
Yeah, right at the start of this race down in turn 1, he got off of the grass there. See, the one who's clear is the guy out front.
Unziata right.
The 15-year-old nailed it perfectly, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Unziata right there. He's keeping it up there with McKee, the top four. Vostosky, you got Harmon.
You know what? Everybody kept going, it looks like. Oh, my gosh, look at that.
It's going to be tough to see there, Ralph.
Yeah, that's the 99 of Cale Phillips out of Durham, North Carolina. This thing, I think, is going to stay green. I fully expect to see a full course caution there, but everybody got going again. Jared Odrick is gone. Looks like Prociuk drove off. Bufamonte continued on, so we're going to stay green. Here's DaCosta on pit lane. You can see the splitter off on the left side of the car.
I am surprised there was no full course yellow because there is a lot of grass down there.
Yeah, I'm stunned by it, to be honest. But everybody kept going, so the officials keep the green out. So we got debris in the middle of the racetrack right here.
Yeah, something right there. McKee just barely nipped it there. Got to be really careful. That might.
Oh, then he gets wide there. There's Phillips' car. Going to take a little bit more than cleaning the windshield, I think.
Going to take a lot right there, especially getting the dirt. That's just a tough break, and obviously down in the first turn, it's like one car follow the other into the other, and then the other, just sort of a accordion effect, just all these guys making the way in the dirt.
Bufamonte in, you see the flattened right front.
Another look at it right here.
This is where it all began. You see DaCosta getting off in the 30. That's where he ripped the splitter.
It's like Harmon right there just sort of elbowed Corey Day into that right there.
It's like he just got off on his own.
And Ralph, we have to remember, this is the first time these guys have run like this. This is obviously the first time the TA2 Series has been here. They've run all week in practice, but the first time these guys have raced each other on this racetrack.
Jared got off going into the hairpin, and he clipped into the 97 of Sheheen. Tom in that Vixen Cycle Company LTK Coke Ford Mustang. Tom continued on as well. So, wow. We told you it's been a wild day of racing here at Barber, and our Q3 Architecture TA2 Series cars continuing the madness.
And Ralph, it's funny we're talking about that because a lot of the guys I talked to before this weekend all told me we just got to survive the first lap. It's going to be chaos, and they nailed it right on the head.
It's like they had the Sawzall out on Bufamonte's car there, trying to get some of the body work pulled away. DaCosta is back out on the track in his vintage Toyota looking livery. Speaking of that, great Les Unger, who had so much to do with the history of Toyota racing here in the U.S., passed away this week. Thoughts and prayers go out to Les's family. He was a great guy, huge supporter of motorsports of all kinds, and if you are a fan of Toyota and everything it did in motorsports here in the U.S., such as Ivan Stewart, the Long Beach Grand Prix, IndyCar, all of that, Les Unger was a huge, huge part of that all becoming a reality. He will be greatly missed in the garage areas, pits, and paddocks across the country and around the world.
And we're getting word that Bufamonte is going to retire from the race. Just too much damage on that Toyota.
Might have been suspension damage under there as well. We saw a little bit of body work in the flat tire, but it might have been much more underneath. On board here with Adrian Vostosky, who again is racing for the second time here today. He completed 100 miles already in the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli event where he won his class. See Corey Day in the HendrickCars.com machine on pit road, and now exiting back into the race goes Corey.
So I was trying to hold off Noah Harmon, who's right there behind him.
And Noah running a very unique paint scheme, a new livery for him this weekend. I know you're involved with that team. Tell us a little bit about what they're doing there with the pink for October.
Yeah, right there going for the Cure Bowl, which is a college football bowl they have every December coming up here in a few months. So Noah Harmon, the folks there, has a special connection with the folks there, and Shari Johnson, who's on the race car for this weekend. So very special just to have them on and, you know, rocking the pink colors. Obviously, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So it's a huge month right here. So raising awareness. So it was great to have the Cure Bowl and those guys in Q3 Street Side Classics, those guys in that race car. So all going towards a great cause. Catching up right here, Boris said, since splitting time this season with his son Boris Head Jr., who hasn't run since the Mid-Ohio race. Some Boris Head all since. Using that battle there with Jim Gallagher, who had a spin out of his own. A lot of dirt right there on the grills. A lot of these race cars here, Ralph. So got to be aware of those temperatures here, not to get over hot and overheat and have an engine trouble.
Well, the elder Boris might be quote unquote retired, but he hasn't lost his pace, has he?
He has not. He's had a pretty good run here lately at VIR. He's had a couple tough breaks. We saw Watkins Glen had that tough one where he spun out and hit the wall. But he's now right now he's challenging right there with Gallagher. But he's come on here as of late, starting to get used to these race cars more and get back in the swing of things. So it's good to see him back out here running P11 right now, challenging for that top 10.
Jim Gallagher made a long tow to get here. He comes from Bellevue, Washington, up in the Seattle area. Brought his regulator by Waypoint Cope Race Cars Ford Mustang to battle here. Sat in another one of those HendrickCars.com backed machines. The number 60 out of Encinitas, California. That's a Nitro Motorsports entry, Toyota Camry.
Just trying to set him up right here. Just try to find that way where Gallagher is struggling and Sed can just take over that position right there.
Back on board with Adrian. He would have had a huge advantage had the day stayed wet all day long, because he got all those laps in the Howe Racing entry in that Trans Am race this morning, but it all dried out, and all that bonus exposure and first opportunity to be on the wet track and put 100 miles in went out the window. But he's got his hands full here with Noah Harmon right on his tail, and behind Harmon comes the 70 is Sam Corry, who's also very good in the rain, as he won at Lime Rock earlier this year.
Harmon's got to be patient right here. Just can't make any mistakes. It's really easy to go off track, but he's got to get around him quick, because you got Sam Corry lurking, trying to find and wait for the move. These two possibly might get together, but Noah's got to get around him quick, because Sam Corry is breathing down his neck.
Yeah, that's third, fourth, and fifth right here. McKee and Annunziata out front. Just a second plus between those two.
But right now, you got McKee and Annunziata. They're just driving away. They are perfectly fine with this being a two-car race at the moment.
Klostowski hails out of New York City, Maspeth, New York. CMI Spot On Services, AMT Motorsports Ford Mustang. Harmon in that 7 comes from DeLand, Florida. Streetside Classics, Flanagan's Chevy Camaro. And then you got Sam Corry in the 70, who hails out of Cornelius, North Carolina, and then Nitro Motorsports Toyota Camry.
Noah Harmon had just met him right there. He beat him on entry, but Vostowski had a better exit. Now can Harmon just set him up right here? He lurked last time there. Pope back in line. Just got to be really patient right here. You know you got a faster car. Sam Corry, same thing. He knows he's faster right now. He's got to be patient. Let these guys figure it out. There's obviously another opportunity where we can have a full course caution and set yourself up for a restart. So you're right now, you're not going to catch Annunziata McKee right now on speed. They are 11 seconds ahead. That's going to be tough to beat. But right now for these guys, just taking care of your stuff, taking care of your tires. But if that full course caution comes out, you're in a prime position there on the restart.
Harmon, of course, running for Silver Hair. That silver and pink livery machine. Here's McKee getting pushed by Annunziata. That's the fight for the lead right there.
And they had to go around some lap traffic. That actually held up McKee there just a bit. It's a wrap back right here. DaCosta, who from that lap 1 mistake.
You can see the damage to the front of that car.
Annunziata set him up. He goes wide. McKee, who all weekend long has wrapped that curbing. It's been very helpful. One of the guys has been really aggressive when it comes to that.
And 99 going back out onto the racetrack right now. Cale Phillips.
35 laps to go. Still a long way to go. So these guys here, just look at Harmon. He's going to try the outsider. Can he go try the corkscrew? No, he does not. He thought about it for a second, just trying to make Vostowski look in his mirror a bit, overdrive. Does Harmon try to go too wide? It's going to be tough here. It's going to be tight.
Trying it again on the outside. Still not able to get it done as Adrian holds him off. Really sliding those Pirellis through there. You can see those cars really sliding across the track.
The difference between Harmon and the other two, his grill is clean. All these guys right here, their grills full of dirt and grass right now for the meantime.
Here's McKee, and Annunziata is pulling off the racetrack. Not sure what has happened to Thomas Annunziata, the driver out of Colts Neck, New Jersey. There he is, the Mobil 1 car on pit lane.
Oh, my goodness.
I wonder if he got a bunch of grass on the front. And
you have to think about that, Ralph. It's like I mentioned, with the 3 and the 70, they also have a lot of grass on their grill. Got to wonder if the same thing happened to Annunziata.
Well, the only thing is Annunziata was farther up at the start of the race. I just don't know. We'll see if we can get a report from Ben.
They're going to jack up that car.
The grill's clear. It looks like it must be something at the back end of the car.
And, Ralph, that's tough because, remember, Watkins Glen hit Thomas's last race. He had an issue and was able to finish. Jake Bowman right there, he was about to go a lap down. They're going to fix that car. That grill is a bit messed up right there as he makes his way back on the track. But the best battle on the racetrack right now, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
The way this season began, you would have thought Thomas Annunziata would be here today looking to wrap up the championship because he was right there from the beginning of the year. They're looking like this one is over. Something went kaboom, he said.
Something control, maybe some back there, just something broke, and the guy's looking around the race car. That's not usually a good sign. That's a tough break for Thomas, who was having such a good run right here, coming back after a few weeks off. He ran the Xfinity Series. He's been running a lot of these different racing series right now for the meantime. But again, looking for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Harmon coming off a pretty good stretch of racing. Obviously, he got his best career finish at VRR, getting 2nd. And then he ran the Miata and the MX-5s last weekend at Road Atlanta, got 2nd in that race as well. Led that race late. And right here, he's challenging Vostoski for here, the number 2 position with Corry starting to fall back just a little bit.
Yeah, so with Annunziata out of the race now, Vostoski moves up to 2nd here. They're 13 seconds behind Tristan McKee. So if McKee can keep things clean over the next 33 laps, he'll wrap this up. But you got to think Adrian's going to be thinking Barber's his new favorite racetrack. If he comes here, it's a winning category in Trans Am and could get on the podium here with a fine 2nd place effort in the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 race. That is a strong weekend.
Ralph, we talked about the expression a lot. Nice Sunday drive. Everyone likes a nice Sunday drive. Tristan McKee literally is on a nice Sunday drive. He is pulled away. He can save his tires in case he has a restart. Just takes care of his stuff. He doesn't have to do anything crazy with a chance to lock up the championship this afternoon.
Yeah, and Annunziata heads to the paddock. He is done. Back to the hauler he goes. What a shame, Thomas Annunziata.
I don't know about you, but I think Noah Harmon's getting really tired of looking behind that Ford number 3 with Adrian there behind the wheel. Getting a little impatient, but you just got to stay, it's got to stay humble right here. You can't make any big move that's going to really end up hurting your race. Just got to set them up and just learn. Same thing with Sam Corry. Just be patient here. Let these guys see what they do. You're not going to go catch Tristan McKee. Right now the battle is all for 2nd. They're right there in front of you. Save your stuff here a little bit. We'll see what Sam Corry does. Is he starting to pull back a bit? Maybe he just wants to let these guys race here. But right now, Vostoski doing a great job here handling Noah Harmon for that P2 position.
Updating a few of the cars that are out of the race now. The 95 of Gian Buffamonte is out due to crash damage. Annunziata is out, but we don't know. No reason has been given. The 17 of Corey Day is done. That is due to overheating in that 17 HendrickCars.com machine.
And that's really a shame for Corey Day because he's making his 5th start of the season, his 1st start since Road America. He finished 3rd in that race, which was his only podium of the season, and finish in the top 10. He's qualifying the top 5 of every race, but he's wrecked out or had an issue in every race but that Road America event.
Yeah, and he's had a pretty good sprint car season too, winning in the big 410s throughout the year.
And come off a career best 4th at Vegas in the Xfinity Series race a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Now, Ralph, this is going to be interesting right here. Now they get to manage going around lap traffic. There's Harmon. Here comes Harmon to the inside.
Harmon making the look at 16. Can he get it done? DaCosta exits the racetrack, but it might be too late for Vostoski. No. Adrian battles back at 17. They're going to be door-to-door coming out onto the front straightaways. They cross the line. Who's going to get the position? Give it to Harmon as they go down into one.
What a masterclass move by Noah Harmon, using the pick of Julian DaCosta, who was slow on the racetrack from that damage on lap 1. Harmon utilized the inside on the pick, made the move, and now we'll see if he starts to drive away. What a move by Noah Harmon. Now it's Sam Corry's turn. What does he do now to get around Adrian?
Let's take a look at this again. We come into the final section here. It's downhill, and it starts to climb up, and it's kind of a continuing right-hander. You can see Harmon right on the inside, and Adrian wasn't sure what DaCosta was going to do, and DaCosta exited the racetrack, but it was a little too late for Adrian to carry as much speed as he possibly could have into 17, and that was just enough to allow Harmon to get by as McKee now works his way through some slower traffic as well.
I don't think there's going to be really any issue right here. Just got to make sure you keep it clean getting around these guys. You can take your time. You got a 12, almost a 13-second lead over second place in Noah Harmon here. But you got to talk about, Ralph, just how successful Team Legacy has been this season. Just based on what they've been able to do. Won the last 5 TA2 races. Carson Brown winning that race. And the one against VIR had the issues Tristan McKee had. And then it was a battle between Ben Mayer and Carson Brown. Some contact, no penalty. Ended up giving the win to Legacy, and just really speaks to what's going on at Team SLR and just how successful they've been.
Scott Legacy Racing bringing great race cars to the track each and every week. One of the HP tuner cars. Is this Prociuk? Can't tell if the video is on. It is Prociuk, told. We had that issue on the opening lap. He's going again.
There's a lot of blinding corners just around this racetrack. Just a really tough facility here. 17 turns, about 2.38 miles. And the first race for the TA2 Series. Now the question is, we're at 30 laps to go. Are we going to see that caution that could possibly come out right here? I think, in my opinion, it's going to take a lot after what we saw in the first lap with a bunch of grass and debris we saw. Race control deemed it okay. That grass that we were mentioning on the first lap, that is gone. So that is removed and looks pretty clear right there as of now. But that's just going to be the big question about how this race goes. What is going to be warranted enough to bring out a yellow? It wasn't that. It's going to be interesting to see here in the final 30.
So if you want to know how Tristan McKee's season is gone, he is leading and well on his way to wrapping up the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series Championship. He is also well on his way to grabbing the Sunoco Race Fuels Young Gun Award, and he's well on his way to wrapping up the Rookie of the Year Championship. Not bad for a guy who started the year in 14, finishes the year out at 15.
If he does clinch, would become the youngest winner, youngest champion ever at 15 years, 2 months, 16 days. That beat Brent Cruz by 4 months. So what an awesome season he has put together. So as of right now, with him obviously getting the bonus points that he reached, now leading these laps, 11th or better, and he can clinch to become the youngest TA2 Series champion.
Win it, lock it up, put the exclamation point on it, right? That's what he's off on his way to doing here today.
Go to Coda, have a great time, have a great weekend. Just go race and try to go win the race.
Go ride all the amusement park rides.
That's what you can do. Obviously, Coda having a big weekend with the F1 in town. Yeah, F1's in town over there. A lot of stuff happening in the south here.
Here's the 70 machine of Corry, another young, great driver in this series who he too is having a good year, just a few points shy. He is literally second to Tristan McKee in every one of those categories that we listed. The overall championship, the Sunoco Race Fuels Young Gun Award, and the Rookie of the Year standing. Sam sits second in all of those categories. The driver out of Cornelius, North Carolina, racing for Nitro Motorsports, driving a Toyota Camry. Winner at Lime Rock this year.
I want to mention, Ralph, right as on our screen as these guys came by right there, Sam Corry looked to the inside going in one after a slow lap car. I believe, I want to say, was Matt Griffin was in the way, trying to use him as a pick the same way Harmon did. Wasn't able to finish, but Noah Harmon starting to drive away from that 2-car pack right there. See it right here. Yeah, there he is, starting to drive away a little bit more as he heads his way back down towards the corkscrew.
Adrian holding on here, and one into the barrier here. That's the 14 car of Scheibel. He's had a busy weekend here, racing in multiple categories.
Now remember, it rained earlier today, so the question is he going to be stuck? Is this going to bring out a full course yellow?
He is right here as I look out our broadcast booth. He's just a little bit further up track than where Prociuk went off earlier on the opening lap and on the opposite side of the racetrack.
He's going to get it going. This is a dangerous spot right here for some of these guys. He's able to loop it around.
He's got to get moving pretty quick because there's more coming behind him. There he goes. Oh, there you see him sliding. Just kissing the tire barrier there. And that grass is soaked.
And right there, another one right there.
That's the 6 car going around. Gallagher. You can see everything out on it. They do not like their grass messed with here.
They do not. I know the folks at Barber are they're excited to have the TA2 series, but obviously getting the grass mixed up a little bit. But well, hey, that's part of racing.
They do call it the Augusta National of Motorsports venue. So, as you would say at any golf course, replace your divot there, Mr. Gallagher.
And he's going to be able to get it moving here. So it looks like here, Ralph, it's going to take a lot to really bring out that caution. He's able to get it moving, so that's good to see. Glad to see that he's going to be able to get back on the racetrack as we take another look here one more time.
He gets a little bit wide here. Oh, there you go. Pounded into the grass. That ripped off the splitter. Did damage to that right front, and around he went.
Well, Ralph,
he's lucky he kept it off the barrier.
Yeah, I will say that if you're in the splitter business, I think you're going to have a very good Monday morning.
Yeah, it's a good weekend for you.
27 laps to go. See, Noah Harmon, when those 3 were all battling together, McKee started really pulling away. Now you got a question is McKee just taking his time, saving his tires, or is Harmon, because right now he's matching right now when it comes to lap time here. These two still going at it. Here he looks to the left. And they're side by side going down the turn number 1. Can he complete the pass? He does. Sam Corry moves to the 3rd position.
Harmon coming by, still running in 2nd. Here's Corry. Vostovsky now in that order. That's 3rd and 4th. They're headed down to the hairpin. With all the off-track excursions and us staying green, this track surface has got to have gotten pretty dirty.
I would think that's a safe bet. You see it right there. Yeah, just
it's not just the usual marbles off of the Pirellis.
Right.
It's grass, it's gravel, it's a variety of things. Now, none of which go well with a race tire.
And I do want to point out here, I am curious because Vostovsky had about a 2-car length lead on, or advantage there on Sam Corry going into the final turn, and this looked like he just sort of let Corry go. I do got to wonder if, with all that grass that we saw right there in his grill during our last shot, if maybe it's just starting to overheat, maybe get behind him and try and knock some of that grass off. Temperatures rising a little bit, not 100% sure, but that's going to be something to wonder if that's going on that 3-car.
Tom Sheheen here, who was involved with Jared Odrick early on going down into the hairpin, got turned around. He is now leading here in Pro-Am. The driver out of Bow, New Hampshire, the Vixen Cycle Company, LTK, Cope Ford Mustang, the veteran racer.
Iron Man himself.
Look at all the stuff on the front windshield and the front grille of Tom's car.
All over the place right there and able to make it happen. Cooking right now in that 9th position there. Right there behind Boris Said, who's moved up to the 8th position with all these guys having problems going off the racetrack.
It's Winston, Prociuk, Odrick, all behind Tom. They run 11th, 12th, and 13th, but 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in the championship Pro-Am here today, with Gray in 5th in that category, 15th overall.
Go around some of the lap traffic right here.
25 laps remaining in this one. Well, things have settled down down somewhat. Guys are still making mistakes here and there, dipping wheels, so forth. But as far as the aggressive nature of hand-to-hand combat, that part of it seems to have eased up some.
Seems to just a little bit. The race has calmed down now. So now it's all about, because you see a couple positions on the racetrack. Here's one right now for that Pro-Am championship.
That's
right now
Odrick
separated by
Prociuk and fighting over 12. Prociuk has that right now in the blue and white HP Tuners car.
Coming in the weekend, separated by 6 points. 3 wins each. Going to come all the way down to Coda. But right now, battling out right here in Barber, side by side down the turn and the 5th turn. Can he cross it over?
Right into the back of him a little bit of a love tap there in the hairpin.
See our drone right there trying to keep up with these guys as well.
Keith Prociuk just in front of Jared here. Both of them very aggressive up and over the curbing. You can see Jared really slid down that hill into the next big curb. Got up and over it. Look at how dirty those windscreens are.
I'll just talk about just how we had a hard rainstorm here in the middle of the night last night into this morning.
Let's look at this again here. They come into the corner. Prociuk gets inside, and right there, just a little bit of a tap. Nothing aggressive, it's just hard racing.
I don't know if you saw it right there, Ralph. Right there in the center of the corner, just popped the brake there just a bit. Didn't want to allow the crossover for him to make his way back around him. So great work there to keep him behind him. Those two still going at it right here for, I want to say, 3rd spot on the Pro-Am stage.
Prociuk had his issues early on, has fought back hard here, finds himself with a podium spot in Pro-Am right now. And Odrick, who leads that Pro-Am championship, needs to find a way to get back around Keith to hang. Oh, there's another car around down in the hairpin area. Didn't get a look at the numbers. At the 36.
Oh no, right there in the dirt.
Oh, Adrian gets off as well.
And oh, that's a tough break. That's a terrible spot to be stuck there too as he rolls backwards. Right there at the corkscrew.
Not sure if he can get it going again. There was another car off at the hairpin, but he also got going again. And the one guy who has had no issues continues to lead every lap here, Tristan McKee.
Well, Harmon, that was 12 seconds back, now 9 seconds here.
Here's Vostovsky's issue again from on board. He was right up on Corry. I think he might have missed his braking point a little bit.
Yeah, he didn't want to run the back of Sam.
Right up on the back side of Sam. You see all the grass clippings that come up as they go across the lawn.
I think it's really important right here for Tristan McKee's crew to reiterate to him to save your stuff, because we're seeing a lot of cars going off track, bringing a lot of debris. We haven't seen one yet, but it just shows you it is so easy to make a mistake at this racetrack. The tires get more worn out. You don't have nearly as much grip as you had at the beginning of the race. You never know what can happen. The rain from last night, drivers getting stuck. Got to reiterate to your young driver to let him know anything can happen. Right in front of us that we're seeing here, Ralph, is we're seeing, looks like Prociuk and the 00 there trying to go at it. But right here, Vostovsky's able to keep it moving now. Come right here on the front straightaway with 22 laps to go. Two laps, Vostovsky going around. Saw there earlier having some issues. Brian Schiebel, second start of the season, first race since Canada, finished 8th. Trying to manage lap traffic, not something a lot of these TA2 drivers have to, go through this season. We haven't seen that. Really, the last time we saw that was at Lime Rock this past summer.
There's the 26 car, Casera. Casera running in 6th, right behind Caton.
There's that battle I was talking about.
Right here with Prociuk. Jared getting back around him. That keeps him back in the points lead in the Pro-Am category.
just bit by bit sneaking into that lead now. He's now at about 8.5 seconds here. Just about, around, I want to say about 6 laps ago, that was a 12-second lead. Now, but you also got to remember, McKee most likely is saving his stuff for the meantime right now. He's to the X of Charlotte's Web. Harmon now making his way into it. This battle, these two guys right here. What a battle it's been between these two all season long.
This one is definitely going to go down, this TA2 category for Pro-Am. It's definitely going to go down to the season finale at Circuit of the Americas, which we will be there in a couple of weeks. Hope you can join us live on Speed Sport 1 to see how it plays out. Crews will have just about enough time to get all the grass clippings out of these cars and ready to go again.
Really looking forward to what this battle is going to come down to at COTA. It's the beautiful racetrack, obviously, as we talked about. It's going to be awesome here to see how these guys are going to duke it out when we get down to Austin here in a couple weeks.
We'll go ahead and take a quick break here. Our Speed Sport 1 coverage. We'll have the final laps coming your way here momentarily as this one winds down at Barber Motorsports Park, Birmingham, Alabama. Stay with us. Here's Odrick. Jared got around Prociuk with a big move through the very fast S's on the back end of the backstretch. And retook the points lead here in our Pro-Am category. Jared now starting to pull away a little bit here.
Just a little bit right there, and just look how dirty that race car is. Just all over the windshield, dirt all over it, and still able to hustle that car around. The P11 position, number 2 in his class. It's been a great afternoon here. The sun has now come out. Crowd's got a great seat just watching this right in between the trees. Bring your own chair out. Enjoy a beautiful racetrack. And it reminds me a lot of just the Charlotte Roval in a way where you can see majority of the racetrack and you can see them come by a few times. So it's really outstanding to see just the fans come out here this Sunday afternoon in Alabama and stay in the shade, most important.
Winding this down with 19 laps remaining as the field comes past the museum once again.
Looking down to the field. Got Andreas Nielsen making his TA2 debut. Coming over from Clinch's 3rd consecutive V8 Thundercar Championship last season.
Said right behind him. Back here on Speed Sport 1. Race leader in the Pro-Am division is Tom Sheheen right there in that orange car. And he's got a lot of cars around him, including Sed, who makes the pass here. And the 90 in that grouping as well, Ayers, who's running 9th in TA2 overall.
That lap time right there at the very top. Noah Harmon now cut it to about 7.5. He's nipping him bit by bit. The Harmon's has got to be very careful right here. As if at this pace, he is going to run out of time. However, you just got to make sure you don't go off racetrack. We've seen it with a lot of these guys, super easy. And Ralph, I think we're trying to keep up with all these guys that have stuff on their grill. I think it's easier to figure out who doesn't have stuff on their grill.
Not many. And we want to give a shout out to Casera right here. As he moves past, Tyler Casera in that 26 is running 5th, and he started this race in last. So strong performance in the 2nd HP Tuners car by Tyler Casera, doing a great job here, running 5th overall.
Put 4 new tires on it this morning. Had to start from the rear, obviously. In the Trans Am Series, you start on your qualifying tires. Went to the back. Now charging his way up to 5th. About 3.5 seconds there behind Mostowski. Three-car battle right here with Said, Sheheen, and Ayers. Ayers making his first start of the season. Kept from weather by Lake Missouri in that Nitro Motorsports machine. TA2 debut, starting karting, and Kansas City advancing through the WK and the Superkarts. Over 20-plus national karting podiums. Right now in the Toyota GR Cup, North America, best finish of 6th this season. So good to see him out right there. He completes the pass on Sheheen right there as he come back over as they head towards the corkscrew, and now has his sights set on Boris Said now.
Yeah, that gets him into 8th position. Boris right there in that 100cars.com machine, holding down 7th. And now even the clouds are gone. Ford, as I just glanced up out the window, I mean, it has been a wild, wild weather day.
It's changed really fast, so that's good to see. But it just the weather overall, it's really turned into a picture-perfect Sunday afternoon. And Tristan McKee is, as we've talked about, he's on that nice Sunday afternoon drive.
Let's talk about Tristan a little bit. I mean, obviously his goal and that of Spire Motorsports, who he's been working with, is to get him not just to NASCAR, but to get him to the Cup Series as quickly as possible. At 15, he still has some age things, as we see Ayers getting around the 60 of Said now. That'll move him up to 7th in the 90. He's going to have some age things at 15 to deal with before he can get as far up the ladder in NASCAR as he'd probably like.
Well, we saw the Martinsville race in the Cars Tour at Martinsville. He didn't have a lot of friendly, wasn't very friendly in the garage here. Some people after some contact there on the front stretch with some of the guys, but that's just all part of the learning process with these young drivers, and that is why.
Martinsville too.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what we talked about, and you and I mentioned it at VLR and the driver development program, and that's what Spire's here to do. They're going to help McKee through those situations on what to do, what not to do, and he really has just been a huge surprise all season long. We saw it at Sebring, just kind of get his wits about him. You know, was caught up in a few spins there early in the first race of the season. But as the season's gone on, you've seen him more and more at the front. We saw what he did at Mid-Ohio. Didn't pull away from Rafa Matos in that race, but he kept him right behind him. Obviously, Matos has been a legend in this series, and the way he was able to hold him off was super impressive, and he has just gotten it's really, truly incredible what he's been able to do this season as far as getting better every week.
Yeah, but let's talk a little bit about that progression up the ladder into NASCAR now. It used to be what they called ABC. You went ARCA, Busch, and then into Cup. Well, now this is pretty much what you would be doing on the same level as what you would have with ARCA, although it's not on the oval. But do we see him running more Cars Tour races next year? Do we see him staying in TA2? Do you see him going on to trucks? What do you foresee? How long does it take for him to get to the point where he's racing on Sundays?
I think when you look at just how everything has changed in the racing landscape, like you mentioned, ARCA, Truck, Xfinity, and Cup, and now you're seeing sort of this change with more road courses being added to the top series. Obviously, you want to have the oval pace, but this is so valuable being in a series like Trans Am, you know, racing these type of race cars to move up. You saw how Connor Zilic did it, running these cars, moved up eventually, ran some late model stuff, some ARCA, some Truck, eventually full-time at Xfinity. So I think when you look at McKee right now and his progression, I can see him, obviously, first of all, you got to remember, he's 15 years old. There's age requirements in a lot of these series.
That's what I was getting at. He's got to be at least 16 to be on the big tracks, right?
Right, exactly. So I could see him coming back for another year, defending his title, getting a lot of these big car experience before, you know, doing a lot of this ARCA stuff. We see a guy like Jake Bowman in 17th right now, making his first start. He's been running full-time for Bill McAnally in the the ARCA Menards West Series out there. One win on the season he had at Colorado. So you're seeing things starting to change, and more of these guys come and run Trans Am just based on what we're seeing in the Cup Series and Xfinity as far as adding more road courses. And I think a guy like Tristan, you can very much see him come in and probably come back here next season, but obviously start to up his ARCA races and the age requirement for some of these Truck Series races where you can race as far as the age requirement. I can see him definitely doing that as well.
Yeah. He's going to be highly sought after, that is for sure. Riding his own ticket as he comes to the line to put another one in the books here at Barber.
And we saw how Connor Zilic was invested, Trackhouse Racing. They were invested in Connor Zilic. Spire, they're trying, try to do the same thing that Trackhouse did, and trying to use that with Tristan McKee.
Well, I'm sure the folks at Cambridge who've been on the side of that car all season will be pretty encouraged to stay right along with him as well. Getting their logo seen pretty extensively in our TA2 broadcasts throughout the course of the year.
We were talking about how Noah Harmon was nipping in that lead just a little bit. It looks like he's stayed stagnant right there, but 7.4, hasn't nipped in. McKee hasn't pulled away from him, but Noah Harmon really hasn't cut in that lead. Just trying to save his stuff later as McKee got close right there on the exit, but able to pull away and move around some of these lap cars, which is something I still think is very good for a driver like him to really learn how to navigate lap traffic. See Sam Corry right there in that 70 Toyota. See if he can go track down Noah Harmon for that second spot.
Corey's got 13.5 laps to get it done, so you never know. Adam Andretti at that point was about, 20 seconds back. Chipped away at it, got Menard before it was over. We get a full course caution here late in this one. You never know what could happen.
Anything can happen with that. So there is still a lot of racing left right now. 13 laps to go as McKee makes his way back across the start-finish line. But a lot can happen. We haven't seen many spin-outs here as of late. I think it's going to take a lot for a caution to come out right here, as we've seen how a lot of these races have gone in that opening lap, no caution, a lot of debris everywhere, but able to move that grass off the racetrack, which I think it was okay.
And you know what? We've talked a lot about Tristan. We haven't talked much about Sam. He's another extremely young driver who's done a tremendous job this year and has really brought a lot of attention to his skill set. And I think a lot of people up the ladder are looking down at Sam going, okay, this is somebody we need to see if we can't get on our team as well. And
it just speaks to what Nitro Motorsports has been able to do. He's, Nick Tucker, obviously, him and Sam have a very tight relationship, and it just speaks to what Nick Tucker has been able to do with Nitro Motorsports. And right now, you're looking to see what they're going to do, taking over from Venturini Motorsports in the ARCA series. So that opens up a lot of doors for a guy like Sam to maybe get some more ARCA starts.
We talk about how some of these guys are looking to move to bigger things, but now the pipeline is opening up where the bigger things might be run by the same organization you're racing with here.
Exactly, and that's going to be very helpful, that pipeline essentially to have where you can move up and go at some of these tracks where you look at it like how Toyota's been able to do. You have a guy like Sam Corry can go in and go run for Venturini in the ARCA series. Then you got Tricon and just what they have been building over here. Tricon Garage has Tony Breidinger. You see Gio Ruggiero, who got his first career truck series win on Friday at Talladega just down the street. So just that pipeline really helps. And Nitro Motorsports, them moving into and taking over the Venturini side. Who, by the way, Venturini Motorsports, it's great to see what they've been able to do for a long time. But now Nitro Motorsports takes care of that flag going forward.
All right, we're going to take one more break here on Speed Sport 1. This one is winding down. 11.5 laps remaining to go here. We'll have the finish for you when we return to Birmingham and Barber Motorsports Park. Continuing to watch the racing here at Barber. McKee out in front.
Ralph was able to watch last time through the hairpin. Tristan McKee bobbled there just a bit. That knocked off Noah Harmon, had a 1.5 seconds faster that last lap. But at the same time, Harmon, you see right there on your screen, he's got to go around 2 lap cars where this is a big opportunity. If he has any chance of maybe catching Tristan, he's got to clear him right here, and he will do exactly that. Great move by Harmon, double dipping there in the turn 1 in that Cure Bowl Street Side Classics Cube 3 Chevrolet. Cube 3 on the hood of that race car. A lot of credit to Nick Middleton and the folks at Cube 3 Architecture, what he's been able to do for this series. Hasn't missed a lot of races. only won the last few years, and it speaks to just having, and you really don't have that everywhere as far as a title sponsor and someone who's there on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whoever the schedule goes for that individual weekend, and he's all about this series. Harmon, who got stuck behind those lap cars there, as McKee gets some favorable help right there from his teammate Olkowski there. "11 laps to go, coming to 10 back around to the final corners.
Back here at Barber Motorsports Park, and nothing has changed. Tristan McKee continues to lead another lap. 10 laps to go here now. McKee got his 3rd pole of the year yesterday, was quickest in every practice session this weekend, and well on his way to winning here today at Barber also.
Noah Harmon, that pink Chevrolet right there, as we've been talking about it today. A special weekend, special month in October, supporting breast cancer awareness. So many have been affected by that, and great shot of our drone getting some of that race car. It's that pink ribbon right there, carrying a lot of the people on the Silver Hair Racing team that have been affected by breast cancer, and Shari Johnson with the Cure Bowl on the door of that race car, and it's great to see what Cure Bowl is coming here and sponsoring and helping out with Noah this weekend. Surprised Noah on Friday with the wrap. Had no idea that this was going to be his paint scheme this weekend, and just great to see what the folks at Silver Hair Racing have been able to do just to put that program together. That's a beautiful looking pink Chevrolet right there, Ralph.
Sure is.
Noah right now, he's trying to make it his last 3 races. He's been the runner-up. Or excuse me, make that 2. He's trying to go for 3, that is. 2nd at VIR, 3rd, or this last weekend, 2nd at Road Atlanta in the MX5 race. How he's progressed through the season, it's just been really great to see. A young 19-year-old from Florida pull off what he's been able to do. Now Harmon can see McKee at the end of these straightaways. He's just a bit too far out in front. With 9 laps here remaining as he makes his way down here in the hairpin.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. 9 laps to go. And we don't know if Tristan is throwing everything at it right now that he has, too. Or if he's just pacing himself to the finish in this championship.
And Ralph, going back to that lap 1 about what happened, a lot of the drivers going off course, knocking the splitters off. We had a lot of rain last night, so it was very easy to rip that off right there. But it just confirms about what when we talk to these guys here this weekend about how they need to survive the first lap right now currently. See it right there, Ralph. Look at that, the whole right side. You talked about us having a huge parachute on that race car. The hood's off after being caught up in that incident the first lap.
That's DaCosta in the 30. That thing has gone from bad to worse.
It's been a tough weekend. He had an MX5 race with Noah Harmon at Road Atlanta, was caught up in that incident. But 1 race to go as we head into Dakota for the championship race down in Austin, Texas, before we set our sights on to next season. Obviously, they released a schedule a few weeks ago. Tracks like Indianapolis coming back on the schedule, which is going to be really exciting for this series.
Sure is. Great opportunity for these drivers to say, I'm a winner at Indy.
Exactly. Got to work. McKee will come back and maybe try and do that. But right now, look at that. That's just, it's almost starting to have wings now, just about.
Yeah. Not much good coming out of that. Be a great door panel for an auction somewhere, right?
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Charity auction. Tristan McKee with 3 wins on the season coming into today, looking for victory number 4 and to wrap up the championship in less than 8 laps to go.
Got to race control is going to mention that to the 30 crew to try and bring him in, just because there's a good chance that could fly off here as the later laps come on and goes shooting up and brings out a caution here. And that's not what obviously anybody would like to see right here with 7 to go.
No, and he's back in 20th position, 6 laps down, so it's not necessarily like it's going to make a huge difference if he pits to remove that.
So 7 laps to go. Tristan McKee out front, Harmon, Corry, Ostowski, Casera. We talked about Casera starting from the rear, made his way through the carnage on that first lap.
Here's Tristan coming at you right there. Cambridge 28, still pounding up and over the curbs.
Just practice laps now. Just practice laps. Take care of your stuff. You don't need to force anything here. Noah Harmon, he slipped back. Maybe he's used some of his tires just a bit too much. He slipped back to a 10.5 second lead right now. McKee right now. So it's all Tristan McKee. He has just straight up dominated this race this weekend. He's led every single practice.
Still can't drive by himself on the city streets, but he's about to become a champion in one of the biggest series in the country.
One car exit pit road. Wasn't sure exactly who that was right there, but one car just retired from the event.
DaCosta has retired. I'm guessing that was him.
Yeah, and that is true. Yeah, that was DaCosta. That just made his way down to the garage and didn't have much to gain right there. 6 laps down in 20th.
So how do you celebrate a big championship like this at 15? Been a while since I've been 15. Quite a while, unfortunately.
It's been 15 years ago for me, so I don't know how you would celebrate at 15. I mean, look, I don't know that the new NASCAR 25 game came out. I mean, a lot of racing games, iRacing, you can do a lot of things right here. So it's I'm not really sure what you can do at 15 years old. He has to have someone drive him around still, get close to the permit. But
yeah, well, he'll be celebrated at Circuit of the Americas. That's where the banquet is.
It's going to be an awesome event out there. Really encourage everyone, if you're in the area, go out there. Good opportunity to go out there and see that racetrack.
Great venue.
I'm really glad to see that the Trans Am Series is going to be heading back there again next season to end the year. So
60th anniversary tour for Trans Am next year, which began back in 1966 at Sebring International Raceway on a Friday afternoon. Ran a 4-hour race back then in 66. Now, of course, everything is 100 miles. Became the traditional race format for the series.
5 laps of racing to go. I want to give a major shout out right here. Ostowski right there in 4th. Double duty today. A lot of laps around this racetrack. Had that spin, has recovered nicely. Still right there in the 4th position, battling with Sam Corry.
Here's Adrian.
Yeah, it's made a huge shout out today. Got to give him his flowers this afternoon about what he's been able to accomplish today.
Yeah, he did a great job. He had about a 2.5 hour gap in between the 2 races. The race this morning, he got the win in SGT. First victory for Howe Racing in their HR6 car. And then he had a little break, relaxed, probably got something to eat, and then crawled in his regular TA2 car, which is always such a good-looking race car. That chromy-looking red that they run on that car looks great. The driver out of New York City looking to get a top 5 here as well.
Just winding these laps down. Now, a lot can still happen right here. We've seen it across all of motorsports. Anything can happen right here to bunch the field back up with 5 laps to go. So we'll see what happens here. But a lot of the guys, that tire is starting to lose grip. Easy to go off this race course as we saw there in the early part of that race. Four laps to go for McKee. Noah Harmon now coming across right by in front of us in that second spot.
Adrian with a big slide there coming up out of that corner. Very fast section of the racetrack.
A lot of guys, 3 guys making their TA2 debuts this weekend. Oh, there goes Will Robinson around. Right in front of the leader. Wow, that could have been big. Can he get that car fired? There he goes, he gets it going. We talked about it, Ralph. Anything can happen here. And it happened right in front of the leader. Almost could have taken out Tristan McKee right there. Well, Tristan McKee had to catch his breath. The heart's probably skipped a beat there, but that could have been big.
Can never relax.
Goes to show you anything can happen.
That's why we race them all the way to the finish, right?
That's right. That's right.
Here's a look at it. Coming down into the hairpin.
Oh, my goodness. Right there in front of McKee.
That's kind of a weird spot for him. He wasn't deep into his braking at that point.
Gotta wonder if he just will hopped it just a bit right there. But, yeah, I agree. Just right there in front of the leader. Wow, that could have been big.
He could have gone a lot deeper into the corner before he was really hard on the brakes, where he might have over-braked. Pushed the limit some, but either way around he went.
Not really sure if he's wearing one of those watches where you can kind of see his heart rate. Gotta wonder if that spike's right there going down to 5.
I don't think he would need to. I'm sure it's pounding out of his chest. A little bit smoother for Tristan this time. Veteran Tom Sheheen a little smoother on the brake pedal.
Jake Bowman right there going by. Sheheen and McKee right there following.
2.5 laps to go.
Sheheen's not pulling over here for McKee. He's going to let him earn it here.
Tom leading in the Pro-Am category today. Jared has moved up to 11th overall. That puts him 2nd in Pro-Am, and he's got Keith Prociuk behind him, 3rd in Pro-Am, which means that Jared will lead those Pro-Am points going to the final round in Austin. Halloween weekend. You know what you're dressing up as?
You know, I don't know. I need to think about that for a little bit. It's usually a game time decision for me. I'll put something together and I'll find what I have in my closet and we kind of go from there. But I'm not sure. Maybe I could find something around Coda. We'll see. But it's going to be. We'll try to figure it out. Be a game time decision. I'm sure you have something picked out though. I know you're a planner, right?
Yeah, I'm just going to go as an old school announcer.
There you go. Get the headset and everything.
Same thing I've been wearing all year. Keith Prociuk fighting his way through to keep this championship fight in Pro-Am alive. He'll finish right behind Jared Odrick if things stay the way they are right now, which will give him a shot at that Pro-Am crown when we get into Austin. Tristan McKee working around on these final 2 laps.
Got one car right there. Gallagher again in front of McKee. Wow. Right there on the exit, right at the museum. Tristan McKee, just all these things and obstacles in front of him.
Tristan will be coming to the white flag here. One final time around here at Barber. He has absolutely dominated the weekend. There's the white flag. 1 to go for the young 15-year-old. He has led every practice session. He won the pole. And now he's on his way to winning the race and clinching the championship. This will be race victory number 4 on the year. And he will become the youngest champion in the history of the series at 15 years, 2 months, and 16 days to wrap up a championship. TA, they'll get this Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Championship. Greater things ahead of him. It's going to be so much fun to watch this young man, see where he goes. Had his first win of the year at just 14 years of age in Mid-Ohio. And here he is now at the ripe old age of 15, winning the overall championship. What a year it has been. And he still has a race to go.
One more race to go.
Got to get to Austin and see what he can do at Circuit of the Americas.
What a season for McKee. It's truly been a masterclass what he's put on, and coming back around for the final time here, Ralph, to get another win on the season.
Final couple of corners, he's got traffic in front of him. No push there, no rush. He can just follow them through turn 17. He's going to get past another lapper here, and the checker flag awaits. Here he comes, your 2025 Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series champion, presented by Pirelli. It's Tristan McKee taking the win and the championship here today at Barber Motorsports Park. Tom Sheheen crosses the finish line, taking the win, his first since Worldwide Technology Raceway a year ago, as he takes the victory here in Pro-Am. And Jared Odrick will finish in front of Keith Prociuk, and that will keep that Pro-Am championship going all the way to our final race coming up in 2 weeks in Austin.
No harm in back-to-back podium finishes. Gets another second-place finish. Great stuff for him.
Yeah, and Sam Corry will finish third, so he'll go to the podium as well. Adrian Vostovsky, winning earlier today in SGT, wins now, or finishes fourth here now in Cube 3 Architecture TA2. And Tyler Casera from last to a top 5 here today. Great run for him as well. There he is, the 2025 champion, young Tristan McKee.
Just what a season this young man has had. The youngest champion again, and what he's been able to accomplish. Just how locked in he's been through all of these races. Coming here, now he can say he's the first ever winner in the TA2 Series at Barber Motorsports Park.
On to pit lane to let the celebration begin. Championship banquet set for Sunday night in Austin. That's where he will be celebrated. Here's a look. We've already gone through the top 5. So Caden, Ayers, Said, Sheheen, Robinson, your top 10. As we look back through the rest of the field, Kel Phillips back in 20th. Jim Gallagher had a rough day. Scheibel had troubles in the 18.
All back down at Gian Buffamati. Tough day today. Corey Day, Unziata. Those three caught up there. Unziata wasn't in that first lap crash, but had a problem that we weren't able to find out what exactly that was. But just a tough break from him after what happened at Watkins Glen. Had an issue, and here comes the champion and the winner himself.
There's Scott Legacy over to congratulate him. Lance Dennis on the PR side getting some video. Tristan will pull off those gloves and crawl out of the race car, and the championship celebration will begin. Got the helmet off, get the head sock, and we'll get underway here. Let's go ahead and throw it down to Ben Sissel, who's down there just waiting for him to crawl out of the car. Go ahead, Ben.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as Tristan McKee gets out in the most nonchalant way I think I've ever seen a champion get out of a car. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Tristan McKee, youngest driver to ever win a Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series championship. He does it still with 1 round left to go at Circuit of the Americas for our Mission Foods COTA Speed Tour happening in a couple weeks. Tristan How does this feel? You've been running and you've been working with this. We've been talking. You wanted to win a championship. You've done it. And has anybody told you you've won a championship? Because right now it looks like you're just parking to go to Walmart or something. Are you excited? What's happening?
Yeah, it feels really good. It just feels good to, know all the hard work that we put in over the past year and a half, 2 years with all the SLR crew and everyone back at Chevy, Josh Wise, Scott Speed, and Lauren Rainier. There's just been so much hard work that's gone into this and just polishing on my road race skills. So it feels really, really good to get this done. All my SLR guys brought a really fast Chevy. So thank you to Gainbridge, Spire, HenderCars.com, Jeff Dickerson, all the SLR boys. They worked really hard this weekend getting this thing tuned in for me, and it obviously turned out really good. We won by a large margin, so it feels really good.
Nice job. Well, man, so impressed with your skills. I can't wait to brag about knowing you in 5 years when you're dominating any form of racing you want to go to. Nice job. Another championship. Our now youngest Cube 3 Architecture TA2 champion ever. Nice job, man. Congratulations. I got to come talk to Scott Legacy Jr., M1 Team SLR, first championship. He's always been in the running. How does this feel? I know you've been fighting for this for a long time.
Yeah, this is fun. We get the opportunity to work with the best kids in the business, and it's fun for me right now. I am absolutely the weak link in everything I'm doing. I have better people around me than me, and I work with better people than me, so it makes life easy and fun. Cannot thank Cube 3, Franklin Road, GM, Spire, Gainbridge, everybody that helps us program. Hendrick Cars. I'm missing a bunch, but, man, I got to thank everybody. This is pretty fun, pretty special. Now the kid gets to go focus 100% on his ARCA race at Phoenix, which makes me real happy.
Nice, exactly. Well, congratulations. And I saw Alan Mincy smile, which is a miracle in itself.
Alex did as well. How about that?
Crazy. Unbelievable. So let's come over here. Where is Noah? Noah, get by your car, man. Unbelievable race. I don't know what it is, but I told Nick Middleton, every time you guys cook an English breakfast, you're on the podium. So I think Dad's doing that from now on. How was your race?
It was really good. I think starting fifth there was just going to try to move forward, and we were able to do that in the first few laps there. So good race with Adrian and Sam. Just tried to hunt down Tristan there at the end, but still a super good race, and just super happy to represent the Cure Bowl with this pink, beautiful silver hair Cube 3 Chevy Camaro. So good day and ready for the next one.
Well, congratulations. The car looks amazing. Are you going to be driving this car at Circuit of the Americas as well?
I hope so, but we will see. We will see.
We will see, he says. Now we're going to come over and talk to Sam Corry. Sam Corry, unbelievable performance, still doing so well in the points. Sam Corry, unbelievable race. You had a good fight there with Adrian Lostowski. Tell us about it. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, no, it was a good race. Came from 9th today, so a little bit long one for sure. No yellows. We needed a yellow there at the end to re-rack everybody, but no. A good day for the team, good points day to try and fight for second. And, just can't thank these Nitro boys enough. I mean, they put a great race car together and keep me honest. So thank you guys, and, on to COTA. Nice
job. Sam Corry, can't wait to see. Hopefully you're back with us running for a championship next year. We can't wait to see that. But now we got to go to Tom Sheheen, our winner. I'm so excited about this. He has been fighting for this for a long time. It was a couple of years ago, Tom Sheheen was on the podium with us at Watkins Glen in the National. Is this your first place when we've done the Trans Am Pro-Am? I can't remember another first place.
No, I wanted to race out in St. Louis at Gateway and last year, and that was my first Pro-Am win. And been a really tough season this year, big drought, and it feels good to come home with a win here at Barber. So it's a good feeling. We just haven't got a result. We run good a bunch of times and just not worked out, and it just worked out today. So the racing gods are on our sides. I want to thank Vixen Motorsports and LTK Insulation Technologies. I couldn't do it without those folks. All the people back in Bow, New Hampshire, and up in Saco, Maine. Thank you very much. This win's for you guys, and it means a lot. So thank you.
Nice job, man. I'm proud of you. That was awesome. Great race, and the car looks amazing.
Yeah.
Nice job. Well, Ralph, I'm going to send it back to you in the booth because we've got a great celebration to happen here for the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series at Jim Weed Winner's Circle. Back to you in the booth.
All right, Ben, thank you very much. The celebration for Tristan McKee continues. Again, the youngest winner of a championship in the history of Trans Am at 15 years, 2 months, in 16 days. You saw it unfold all season long here live on Speed Sport 1. We're going to have more action for you from Barber coming your way after this, so stay with us.
And get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy-to-make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Back here at Barber, another one of the beautiful sculptures around the track here. They are everywhere, as you can see. Here's another one. Flying something or other. And then there's Charlotte and her web. Looks like she's captured a couple of photographers today. Let's go back to Ben.
Get loud, Birmingham, for the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli, the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series. Now listen here. Hey, Silver here. You guys, I love those pink shirts, but come in a little bit closer. Come in a little bit closer, everybody. We're not going to bite. You guys, come on in. You know, get in. Our photographers are cool with this. And then the louder you get, the more hats, the more Cube 3 stress cubes we're going to throw out. We're going to start with the Pro-Am, the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series Pro-Am in third place, all the way from Chicago, Illinois, running the number 9 HP Tuners Coke Ford Mustang. Let's hear it. Keith Prociuk. There he is. Nice. This is very Formula One feeling up here where you just like duck out. Nick Middleton. Let's talk to Nick Middleton, the founder and CEO of Cube 3. Let's hear it for that, our series sponsor. It was a good day today. It didn't start out as a good day today, but man, the weather broke and that was a good race. How are you feeling?
That was a phenomenal race. You know, it was a tough morning with the weather for the TA race, but that was a great race as well. But crowning potentially a new champion today, one of the youngest in the history. But thanks to all the fans and Barber Motorsports here, it's been a great weekend. So look forward to the next one, the final at Coda, in a few weeks' time.
Nice. How about that? And let's have a round of applause for Nick handing out the trophies as well. These two drivers started out the Pro-Am Championship 6 points apart. I'm not mathletic enough to know where the points are now. We'll figure that out. But in second place in that double zero right here with Troy's team, TRB. Let's hear it. Jared Odrick with the Cool Box black underwear car. Posing with Nick Middleton. And then, ladies and gentlemen, his second Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series win. His first came at Worldwide Technology in St. Louis. This is his second here at Barber Motorsports Park. Let's hear it for Tom Sheheen with Vixen Cycle Company, LTK Insulation. We got some tall drivers in the Pro-Am. Keith Prociuk, man, that was an adventurous race for you Pro-Am guys. Unbelievable. What happened down there at the beginning there at, I think, turn 5? And then tell us about your race.
Yeah, turn 5, I think I was just racing too wide with Eric Hayton. Totally clean. I think it was my fault. I just went too wide and got in the grass on the start. Just didn't expect it to be so dirty out there. But Jared and I had a fantastic race. And then, I mean, I went off so hard. I dug so hard in the grass. I didn't think I'd have a car left. But you can see this Cope car completely together. I mean, what a strong car. But I got to say congrats to Sheheen. I mean, fantastic race. I'm happy to see him up here. Great job, Tom.
Nice job. How about that? Two teammates right here. Jared Odrick, I haven't done the math. I don't know it, but I know you and Keith are so close in the Pro-Am. Good championship day for you. How you feeling?
Feeling good, considering what happened in the first lap. Yeah, I'm still kind of shook up from trying to figure out what happened. I know my car is dirty, and I dug into the ground pretty hard, but I had the pedal all the way to the floor, and I thought I had a good line, but I don't think I had as much aero. I guess I got aero wash or something, but coming up over 3, dug into the ground. And then I didn't have, I guess I had some dirty tires going into 5 and couldn't brake. And so I spun out with trying to avoid contact. So then drove through the rear of the field and was hoping I could see guys. And then me and Keith had an awesome race. And I think we were pretty tight for about 10, 12 laps there, if not more.
How about that? Jared Odrick with Cool Box, black underwear. And Troy was even telling me during the race that you had to switch to another fuel pump, like your redundant fuel pump.
Yeah, no, I think we lost a cylinder or something where we had to flip a few switches in there. I didn't really know what I was doing, but it was the one switch I didn't hit yet. So I knew that was the one I should probably hit. So I did that, and then kind of lugged along, and luckily we were able to find pace and do that in short shift throughout the rest of the race.
Jared Odrick, ladies and gentlemen, and then Tom, take both mics if you can. Tell us about your race.
Well, it was pretty wild on the start. I think we moved up a couple spots qualifying. Guys had trouble moving to the rear, and we just were in a good spot when that wildness happened. We just kind of drove through it. Little melee down in 5, and then just put our head down and just stayed consistent and just drove up to the front. I think we led a lot of it. Just did consistent laps and brought it home. Car was great. Got to thank Mike Cope and the whole team, Jamie, Matt Romanowski, my girlfriend Laura, and my sponsors, Vixen Motorsports, LTK Insulation Technologies, Mike Cope Racing. Thank you guys. It's been a bit of a drought, and it feels good to be back up on the top step. And congratulations to teammate Keith, Jared. They've got a great battle going for the championship, and it'll be fun to watch that get determined down Dakota. So great show for the Pro-Am. So thanks to everybody. Thank you, Nick Middleton, for always being a strong supporter, so I really appreciate you, man. Thank you.
How about that? Tom, one last question. Just looking at your windscreen in the front of your car, looks like you went a little dirt tracking. That's what the cars look like after a dirt oval. What happened there?
Yeah, actually, I got pigged. It was, I did not go into the dirt. It was just a couple guys came off, and they were throwing sod, and I was just the guy in the back getting clunked with it, so felt like the old days back in high school in the Ford Bronco, just trying to keep it on the road. So I kept it pretty clean. I think we got spun out down in 5 and that little melee on that first lap, but we got it going again, and it was just pretty clean. Car was great. Just tried to get the leaders through. Tristan was flying. Looked pretty good. Looked like he was just kind of cruising. So fun day. So fun for me for sure. So really happy. Thanks.
Love it. How about that? I'm sure Next Gen makes products that can clean that up too. So come on now, let's get loud, ladies and gentlemen. the Pro-Am. Let's hear it for Keith Prociuk, Jared Odrick, Tom Sheheen out here. Tom Sheheen, our Iron Man. I think he has the most TA2 starts of anybody else in TA2. Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series. Now we've got these beautiful, hate to say this, Tennessee orange Cube 3 hats. Ooh, I almost got that one. You're welcome to come up here and grab that. All right, come on now. Let's get go. Ooh. Oh, now Tom Sheheen, that's pretty good too. The wind is acting against us. Let's hear it for Keith Prociuk, Jared Odrick, and Tom Sheheen. Come on, even you, M1. Let's hear you. Come on now. Nice. I like coming to Alabama. Now Michelle's going to give the Pirelli hats. There we go. That's a good throw. There it is. That's the best so far. Top step and best throw. All right, Alabama, last chance for the Pro-Am. Even you, Matt Gray. Let's hear it. Keith Prociuk, Jared Odrick, Tom Sheheen. Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series Pro-Am. Nice job. Maybe our tallest average podium. They're saying go to the front and spray over it. Look out, everybody. We are racing again. We're back on track in like 10 or 11 days. There you go. He's the only one left. There we go. Keith Prociuk, Jared Odrick, Tom Sheheen. Nice job, guys. The championship goes on in the Pro-Am to the next round, Circuit of the Americas. Oh, wait. They've got a shot up here, guys. Hold on. Andy wants you guys to stand here and look up at John up here. Nice. Nice job. See you guys at Circuit of the Americas, where we will decide this Pro-Am championship. Nice job, Tom. Cube 3 Architecture National. This is for a championship. And what I love about this is we have all three of our chassis here in the top three. Sam Corry in third. Let's hear it for Sam Corry, running with nitro in a Cope car. Come on up here, Sam Corry. Third place, Alabama. We got to get a little bit louder than this. Come on now. Nick Middleton giving Sam Corry the trophy. Love it. Finishing second on the podium, 2 events in a row, running a new pink livery in honor of October and Breast Cancer Awareness. Doing really well, running Cube 3 with Silver Hair Racing. Let's hear it. Noah Harmon, ladies and gentlemen. Nice. Representing Street Side Classics, Flanagan Sports Pub, Cube 3 Architecture. Running with Silver Hair, 2 podiums in a row for Silver Hair. Laura, Maurice, congratulations. I think English breakfasts are going to be at every event now. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I need you guys to get really loud when I explain this. Our youngest Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series champion. He has been fighting for this all season long, running with Gainbridge, Spire Motorsports, M1, Team SLR, Franklin Road Apparel, HendrickCars.com. Let's hear it for Tristan McKee, 15 years, 2 months. Getting the congratulations from Nick Middleton. And I say this all the time, but we're all going to be bragging about, in 5 years, about the time that we got to hang out with Tristan McKee. Unbelievable. Sam Corry, such a great race. You were out there battling with Adrian Lostowski for such a long time. First time, obviously, at Barber Motorsports. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, no, it was a good day. Came from 9th, so had to kind of drive back a bit today. Yeah, pretty good car from the guys. Just can't thank them enough. These Nitro Motorsports guys work really hard back at the shop. And I can't thank my crew chief and Pete Bird at home. So I can't thank any of these guys, Nick Tucker. So yeah, no, good day to, end Barber, but looking forward to Coda.
Nice. How about that, Sam Corry? 17 years old, Sam Corry? 17. And I got to say, a model with Franklin Road Apparel, too. I love that. No, I saw that. Nice. Noah Harmon, 19 years old? 19 years old, running with Street Side Classic, Silver Hair Racing. Man, from the get-go, you were just out there flying around. Looks like you had a great car. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, a super good race for us. Had a good fight with Adrian there at the start for those first few laps, and it was a tough weekend for us after the miss. We had a little mishap in practice, but can't thank everybody enough at Silver Hair. It's just been an awesome year. I don't know if it'll be a COTA, but thanks to everybody who's made it happen. Street Side Classics, Cube 3. So, yeah, just super happy with the result.
Nice. Happy with the result. How about that? Now, ladies and gentlemen, Tristan McKee has been fighting for this all season long. Tristan, you're going to have to hold both mics. What does it feel like to win a Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series championship? Anybody in road racing can tell you this is one of the most difficult championships to win. Here you are. Congratulations. Take the mic. Tell us how you feel.
Yeah, I feel good. It obviously feels good to end it off with still a race left in the season and just to dominate kind of the last half of the year that we've been in so far. So it's been a really good year. Just got to thank all the SLR boys. They brought me really fast cars each and every race, and I've been learning a lot each and every time. All the guys back at Chevy, Josh Wise, Scott Speed, Lauren and Neer have been teaching me so much, and I've really been polishing on my road rush skills. So it's been really good doing all this, and I think it's helped a lot in the oval side as well. So thanks to Spire, Gainbridge, HenderCars.com, Jeff Dickerson, Bill Anthony, and everyone at Chevy. So just for all they do, and it's been a great year. So we'll end it off at Phoenix.
All right, this section over here, you guys can get a lot louder than that. We just crowned a champion. Come on now. Hold up those trophies. We've got Sam Corry, who finished second in the points, Noah Harmon in second, and Tristan McKee. How about that? 15, 17, and 19, the future of motorsports right here. Anything else you want to say? All right, Alabama, come on now. You guys get it. Even you, Odrick, get loud. Come on now. Sam Corry, Noah Harmon, Tristan McKee. It's the first time I remember TA2 being decided an event before. Yeah. So they're winning these Cool Box certificates. Hold these up for Chris to see. Cool Box, one of our great marketing partners and sponsors. Jared Odrick swears by it. He loves it, so we appreciate that. And now we go to the Pirelli hats. We good, Chris? Okay. What's that? Yes, yes. All right. Alabama, come on now. Let's get loud. Even you, Andy Lally. Third place, Sam Corry. Second place, Noah Harmon. First place, and our champion, Tristan McKee. How about that? Now, Nick Middleton, before we do the non-champagne, great season. We still got one more event, but what do you think about this national series?
Well, this has been a great series for the entire season, and looking at the future of motor racing here with these young guys, Tristan McKee has done a phenomenal job for the entire season here. So's Corry and so's Noah. Congratulations to the entire SLR team, M1 Racing. That's a great crew they've got for the entire season here, and congratulations for winning the championship, Tristan.
Nice. Thank you, Nick. Thank you so much. Great season. See you at COTA. Now, listen, your whole crew over there saying don't spray the car. But, you know, you guys can do whatever you want, so have at it. Sam Corry, Noah Harmon, Tristan McKee. Oh, thank you, Michael. Hold on, guys. Still fighting. Wait, hold on now. Well, that's... All right, now, let's go, because we're about to get to the point where fists are going to fly, so hold on. We got to get a photo up here. Now that you guys are sopping wet and your eyes are burning from sparkling water, stand right here. He's shooting his car. Hold on, you guys got to look up here at the camera. So come over here. There we go. Thank you, Michael. All right, Alabama, come on, one more time. Sam Corry, Noah Harmon, Tristan McKee. Ladies and gentlemen, that does it for the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series and the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli here at Barber. I don't have a watch thing on my list. So we doing the watch? We don't have one. So thank you guys so much for coming out. Aaron Creed, great to see you here. Thanks for coming out. We love coming to Barber Motorsports Park. We made a lot of history here with the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli and crowned a new champion. But stay tuned. We've got some more SVRA coming up next.
All right, Ben, thank you very much. What a great day it has been here at Barber. Some incredible racing competition. Some of the wildest racing we've seen all year here in 2025. And we've crowned a handful of champions. There's the Porsche Spider. Along came the Spider, picked up a rider. You know the song. Colorful horse up on the hillside. Unique pieces of sculpture all over this facility. Back in the garages. Of course, Charlotte. What a great weekend it has been here. Our first visit to the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli, SVRA, Cube 3 Architecture TA2, and our Formula Series. Not everybody happy with how things went, but most of us thrilled with the quality of the competition. We had all different forms of weather, and it all delivered. Spectacular sights upon arrival here today, and to close it out as well. We sure hope you've enjoyed watching all of it today, live right here on Speed Sport 1. Make sure you join us from Circuit of the Americas on Halloween weekend as we close out the month of October, close out the 2025 racing season. Well, for Ben Sissel, our entire live race media production team, and the host of other voices who have joined me in the booth, including Andy Lowley, Ford Martin, Zach Forey, and a bunch of others, I'm Ralph Sheheen. So long for now from Birmingham, Alabama, and the beautiful Barber Motorsports Park right here. You've seen it all live on Speed Sport 1. Good night, everybody.
When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off, go off.